My name is Lydia Hart. I'm 29 years old. If you looked at my life from the outside a few months ago, you would have seen something that looked stable. 2 years into a relationship with my boyfriend Noah, 8 months living together in a small but nice apartment, casual talks about rings and timelines and when we're ready. What you wouldn't have seen was the moment I realized the man who claimed to love me was secretly testing me like I was a lab rat. It started with an Instagram DM on a random Tuesday night. I was on the couch, half watching a crime documentary, half scrolling through recipes I'd never cook, when the notification popped up from an account I didn't recognize. Profile picture: a ridiculously polished, model looking guy. The kind of picture that looked more like an ad for cologne than a real person. Hey, just moved to the city. Saw you in my suggested and you seem cool. How's your week going? I rolled my eyes. I clicked the profile. 3 posts, all generic travel shots. The account followed exactly 12 people. 11 people I knew very well: Noah's parents, his sister, his best friend, 2 of my cousins, a random coworker of mine, and me. That was my first red flag. The second red flag was the bio. New to the area, looking to meet people, way too many emojis, no actual information, 0 tagged friends. It screamed fake in about 3 different fonts. I took a screenshot and, out of habit, went to reverse image search the profile photo. 30 seconds later, stock photo. Literally the first result on some generic handsome man smiling page. I almost laughed. But what really gave it away wasn't the stock photo or the follows. It was the writing style. Noah has this thing where he always writes defiantly instead of definitely. Always. Every single time. Texts, emails, DMs. If he means definitely, it comes out defiantly. I've teased him about it more times than I can count. So when Mystery Guy sent his third message, "I'm defiantly trying to make some new friends here, lol," my stomach dropped in a way that had nothing to do with fear. I knew exactly who it was. I sat there, the TV murmuring in the background, staring at my phone. Noah was in the bedroom, playing some game on his laptop with his headset on. He was physically 20 feet away from me and digitally pretending to be a stranger sliding into my DMs. We'd been together for 2 years. We shared rent, bills, a bed. We'd talked about kids and houses and what kind of dog we'd get if we ever had a yard. And he was out here creating a fake account to test my loyalty, like I was a suspect on some reality show. I could have called him out right then, walked into the bedroom, held my phone up, and said, "Nice fake account, Noah. Maybe spell check your personality next time." I should have, but I didn't, because the longer I stared at those messages, the more anger built in my chest. Thick, hot, humiliating anger. Not just at the fact that he was testing me, but at what it meant. After 2 years together, after everything we'd shared, he trusted me so little that he needed to manufacture a situation to see if I'd cheat. So I made a decision that was equal parts cold and crystal clear. I played along. I typed back, "Hey, welcome to the city, my week's okay. Just busy with work." Immediately, I felt gross. But this wasn't flirting. This was gathering evidence. I needed to see how far he would take it. Mystery Guy replied within seconds. "You seem cool. Are you single?" There it was. I answered exactly how any loyal girlfriend should. "Not single. I have a boyfriend." He pushed. "He doesn't have to know. What's a little fun between friends? Don't you want to see where this goes?" In the bedroom, I heard Noah laugh at something his friend said on the headset. In my hand, Noah's fake persona was trying to coax me into cheating on the man who'd created him. The irony would have been funny if it hadn't been so disgusting. I decided to play it perfectly. Interested, but hesitant. Never actually agreeing to anything. Just enough to keep Mystery Guy talking so I could document every word. "I don't know," I wrote. "I'm not really the cheating type." "That's what DMs are for, just talking for now," he shot back. For 3 weeks, this dance went on. At home, Noah became strangely affectionate. He'd wrap his arms around me more often, ask out of nowhere, "You know I love you, right?" Or, "You'd never cheat on me, would you?" Sometimes he'd watch me while I texted, eyes flicking between my face and my phone like he was trying to read both screens. "Everything okay?" I asked once, pausing a movie when I noticed him staring. "Yeah," he said quickly. "Just checking in. I'm happy. I just want to make sure you are too." Meanwhile, Mystery Guy kept pushing harder in my DMs. More suggestive jokes. Late night "you up?" messages. Comments about how your boyfriend doesn't have to know if we keep things low-key. Every time, I kept my replies ambiguous but non-committal, never giving him what he wanted, screenshotting everything, my anger deepening with each new notification. Every time I looked at Noah, I saw both versions of him overlaying each other, my boyfriend telling me I was his future, and my boyfriend pretending to be a stranger trying to tempt me into betraying him. It made me sick. On a Thursday night, around the end of week 3, the fake account finally escalated. "We should meet," Mystery Guy wrote. "Just coffee. Saturday afternoon? There's this place on 5th near the park. No pressure, just vibes." I stared at the name of the cafe. It was one Noah and I went to all the time. It was walking distance from our apartment. Of course, he wanted something convenient. "Maybe," I replied. "What time?" "How about 3?" he sent back. "I'll be the one in the blue jacket." I could almost hear him thinking he'd nailed it. I put my phone down, feeling my pulse in my throat. I could have ghosted the account, confronted him, blocked him. Instead, I did something else. I picked my phone back up and scrolled to a contact I never imagined I'd use like this, his mother's. "Hi, Lydia," she answered cheerfully. "Everything okay?" "Hey," I said, my voice shaking just enough that she noticed. "Do you and Mr. Hayes have time Saturday afternoon? I need to talk to you. It's about Noah." Silence. Then, worried. "Is he okay? Did something happen?" "He's fine," I said. "But I really need you both at the coffee shop downtown near our place, around 2:45. Please trust me. I'll explain everything there." She hesitated, then said, "We'll be there." Saturday came. I got to the cafe early and chose a corner table with a clear view of the door. My stomach was tight, but beneath the nerves there was a strange calm. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just going to lay truth out on the table and let it sit in the light. Noah's parents arrived right on time, concern written all over their faces. His dad hugged me, his mom touched my arm. "What's going on?" his dad asked. "You scared us." I took a deep breath, pulled out my phone, and opened the fake Instagram account. "This," I said, sliding the screen toward them, "is what's going on." I showed them the stock photo, the follower list, the typo, the messages. "Your son has been catfishing me for 3 weeks to test my loyalty," I said, my voice steady. "He thinks he's about to catch me cheating today. Instead, I'm breaking up with him in front of you, so there are witnesses to what actually happened." His mom's face went pale. His dad's jaw tightened. "You're sure this is him?" his mom whispered. I scrolled to the message that said, "I'm defiantly trying to make some new friends here, LOL," and tapped it once. "Absolutely," I said. Right on cue, at exactly 3 p.m., the door opened. Noah walked in, scanning the room. He wasn't disguised. No hoodie, no hat. He probably planned to sit nearby and catch me when Mystery Guy didn't show up. Instead, he saw me sitting with his parents. The confusion on his face was instant, sharp, and, if I'm honest, a little satisfying. "Lydia," he said, stepping closer. "Mom? Dad? What's going on?" I looked at the empty chair in front of me. "Sit down, Noah," I said. And for the first time in weeks, I felt like I was the one running the test. Noah sat down slowly, the confusion tightening his shoulders and narrowing his eyes. His parents exchanged a worried glance. I could practically feel the air shift, thick, dense, like a storm was about to break. "What's happening?" he asked, looking from his mom to his dad to me. "Why are we here?" I didn't answer right away. Instead, I unlocked my phone, pulled up the fake Instagram account, and placed it in front of him like a piece of forensic evidence. He stared at the screen for 2 seconds, then 3. His pupils contracted, and the realization hit his face like a physical slap. "What is this?" he asked, voice already trembling at the edges. "You tell me," I said calmly. His jaw clenched. "Why do you have this?" "Because," I replied, "it's yours." His mother inhaled sharply, covering her mouth with her hand. His dad straightened in his chair, face turning a shade darker. "No," Noah sputtered. "No, that's not. Why would you think? I mean, what makes you say—" "You spelled definitely wrong," I interrupted. "Your signature way. 3rd message." His face went ghost white. I tapped again. "This account follows only your friends, your family, and me. The profile picture is a stock photo, and the writing, Noah, it's you. It's always been you." His parents looked at him like they were seeing their son for the first time. "Noah," his mother whispered, "please tell us you didn't do this." He looked between the 3 of us, panic building behind his eyes, and I saw the exact moment the truth and his ability to deny it collided. He sagged back in his chair like the air left his body. I needed to know," he said, voice cracking. "I was scared. You've been distant. And my ex cheated on me. I needed to be sure." His dad slammed his palm on the table, making all three of us jump. By catfishing your girlfriend? He snapped. For weeks? Noah flinched like a child. Dad, please. No, his dad barked. This is manipulative, Noah. This is deceitful. This is unacceptable. His mom's voice was softer, but somehow worse. Sweetheart, you lied to her. Every day. You tried to trap her. I wasn't trying to trap her, Noah protested weakly. I wanted to make sure she wouldn't cheat. By pretending to be someone else and pushing her to cheat? I asked evenly. By flirting with me? By asking me to meet you behind your own back? His face twisted. He couldn't deny it, but he couldn't face it either. Lydia, he said, leaning forward, grabbing for my hand. I'm sorry. I swear, I'm sorry. I wasn't going to let it go anywhere. I just needed to know you were loyal. I pulled my hand back. And you found out, I said. Because when your fake persona asked if I was single, I said no. When he pushed, I said no again. When he asked to meet, I didn't agree until today, and only to prove a point. My voice stayed calm, but the anger underneath it was sharp, controlled, and cold. You think that proves loyalty? He said desperately. I mean, Lydia, it was just talking. You didn't actually... Noah, I said, leaning in. You cheated. He froze. What? You cheated, I repeated, low and firm. Not by touching someone else. By creating a whole other persona so you could violate my trust, flirt with me as someone else, and see how far you could push me. You manufactured a betrayal because you wanted to catch me doing something wrong. His eyes brimmed with tears. You didn't mean to get caught, I corrected, but you spent every day testing me instead of trusting me, and every day you looked me in the eye and lied. His mother wiped her tears, shaking her head. Noah, I don't even recognize this. It was stupid, he cried. I know it was stupid. I wasn't thinking straight. No, I said. You were thinking perfectly straight. You just didn't expect consequences. His dad crossed his arms. Son, I can't defend this. This is beyond wrong. Noah's breathing turned uneven. Lydia, please, I love you. I was scared. I just needed reassurance. Then you should have talked to me, I said, not tested me like I was your personal experiment. He shook his head violently, tears spilling now. Please don't end this. Please. I stood. Noah, we're done. His face crumpled. No, Lydia, please don't do this. I'm breaking up with you, I said, voice steady even as my heart squeezed painfully. Your parents are here as witnesses because I'm not letting you rewrite this later. I'm not letting you tell people I cheated. I'm not letting you twist the story. I'm ending this exactly as it happened, with the truth. His mother whispered, Honey, listen to her. You can't walk away from me, Noah cried, reaching for me again. We've been together 2 years. And for 3 weeks of those years, I said sharply, you lied to me every single day. He swallowed hard, choking on his breath. I can change. I'll go to therapy. I'll delete the account. Noah, I said gently, you didn't trust me, and now I can't trust you. He broke then, collapsed inward, face buried in his hands. His mother reached out and placed her hand on his shoulder, but he flinched away. I picked up my purse, slid my phone into it, and stepped back from the table. I'll come by to get my things this week while you're at work, I said. Let's make this as clean as possible. He didn't look up. His parents did, his mother's eyes sad, his father's full of a disappointed anger that no parent wants to feel. I walked to the door. Before leaving, I turned back to them. Thank you for coming, I said quietly. I'm sorry you had to see this. His mom whispered, I'm so sorry, Lydia. I walked out of the coffee shop into the afternoon sun, the door closing behind me with a soft click. My hands were shaking, my chest hurt. But under all of it, pain, betrayal, disbelief, there was something else. Relief. Because the relationship I thought I had with Noah wasn't real. And now, finally, neither was he. I left the coffee shop that afternoon feeling like someone had pulled the floor out from under my life, but also like I'd finally stopped pretending there was a floor there at all. My relationship wasn't collapsing. It had already collapsed. I was just finally stepping away from the rubble instead of trying to decorate it. But if that coffee shop scene was the earthquake, everything that followed was the aftershock. And the aftershock was somehow louder, messier, and far more revealing. It took less than an hour for Noah to start calling me. I didn't answer any of them. Then came the texts. Dozens. Then hundreds. He cycled through emotions so fast it made my head spin. Noah, I'm so sorry. Please talk to me. Noah, you blindsided me in front of my parents. That was cruel. Noah, we can fix this. I love you. I'll do anything. Noah, answer me. Noah, why are you ignoring me? Noah, this is all a misunderstanding. Noah, I only did it because I love you so much. Noah, you owe me a conversation. I owed him nothing. By day 3, he switched tactics, leaving voicemails that sounded like scripted monologues, long apologies punctuated with guilt-laced phrases like, "You're abandoning us," and "You know I can't function without you." That last one made my stomach twist. His inability to function without me was not romantic. It was manipulative and dangerous. By day 5, he escalated. I was at work, in the middle of sending an email, when I heard commotion in the reception area. A raised voice, my manager's firm tone. Someone saying, "You can't go back there." I stood up before I even knew why. Noah appeared at the end of the hallway, red-faced and trembling, eyes locked on me. My coworkers froze. "We need to talk," he said. Loud. Too loud. I didn't move. "No, you need to leave." He took a step closer. "Not until you talk to me." Before I could reply, my manager appeared beside him, jaw tight. "Sir, you cannot be here. Security is on the way." Noah turned to her, panicked. "She's my girlfriend." "Ex-girlfriend," I corrected, "and you need to leave." Security arrived, 2 guards I recognized from the lobby. They escorted him out as he shouted variations of my name interspersed with emotional pleas. The office was silent long after he was gone. My manager put a hand on my shoulder. "Do you need to go home?" I shook my head. "I'm fine." But I wasn't. Not even close. That night, he sent a video. A long one. Him crying on camera, recounting our memories, our first date, our trip to the lake, the night we moved in together, wrapping each moment in emotional string and trying to tug it around my throat. He ended the video with, "I made one tiny mistake and you're punishing me. How can you be this heartless?" Tiny mistake. I blocked his number. So he used his best friend's phone. Friend's number. "Your stuff is at my parents' garage. Come get it. She won't be there." Good. That worked for me. The next morning, another call, this time from his sister Jenna. She'd always been polite, distant, not overly involved. "Look," she said, "what he did was wrong, but are you sure you're not being too harsh? He's struggling." "I'm having boundaries," I said. "There's a difference." "You spent 2 years together," she pressed. "He loves you." "Then he shouldn't have spent 3 weeks lying to me every single day," I said. Love isn't surveillance. She didn't have an answer to that. The following day, I drove to Noah's parents' house to get my things. His mother was waiting in the garage next to a stack of neatly packed boxes. She looked exhausted, older. "How are you holding up?" she asked softly. "Angry," I admitted, mostly at myself for ignoring the earlier red flags. "What red flags?" she asked, her voice too quick. I gave a humorless laugh. He always needed to know where I was, who I was with. Got upset if I didn't text back immediately. I thought it was love. It wasn't. It was control. Her face tightened. "We noticed. We tried to talk to him about it." That surprised me, and didn't. "Maybe this is a wake-up call," she murmured. As I loaded the last box into my car, I felt eyes on me. I looked up at the second-floor bedroom window. Noah was standing there, watching, silent, expression unreadable. He didn't come down. He didn't wave. He didn't apologize. He just stared like I was a movie he couldn't pause. I drove away without looking back. 2 nights later, I got another message, this time from his cousin. "She wants closure," they said. "Can you talk to her? Just once?" "She needs therapy," I replied, "not closure from me." "You're okay breaking her heart like this?" She broke her own heart the moment she decided a fake account was easier than a real conversation. It was brutal, but true. When I found a new apartment, Noah somehow found out the address. I would later learn he'd pressured one of our mutual friends who folded immediately. He showed up outside the leasing office while I was signing my paperwork. "That's my ex," I told the property manager immediately. "She's been harassing me. Please don't share my info." "I've seen this before," the manager said, utterly unfazed. "You want me to call the police if she causes trouble?" "Just keep an eye out," I said. Noah stormed up to me the second I stepped outside. "You can't ignore me forever," he shouted. "I can," I said, "and I am." "I deserve an explanation," he barked. "You got one at the coffee shop," I said. "All of this is on you." "I made one mistake," he screamed. I kept my voice even. "You made hundreds of mistakes. Every message from that fake account was a choice. Every time you lied to my face was a choice." He broke then, dramatic sobs, loud enough to draw stares from people walking by. "Please," he choked. "I love you. I'll do anything. Therapy, counseling, just don't leave me." "No," I said. "Do not come here again. This conversation is over." I walked back inside. The manager nodded grimly. "You did the right thing," she said. But Noah wasn't done. At all. His mother texted me late that night from a different number. "Lydia, she's threatening to hurt herself if you don't speak to her. Please, just talk to her once." I called immediately. Is she actually in danger? I asked. Or is she trying to manipulate you the way she manipulated me? A long, hollow silence. Then, I don't know anymore. If you think she's in danger, I said, call 911. Call a hotline. Call her therapist. But I am not going. If I show up, you teach her that threatening self-harm is a way to get what she wants. You sound cold, her mother whispered. I sound like someone with boundaries, I said. I'm not responsible for her mental health. She has family, friends, resources. She doesn't need me. She hung up on me. An hour later, her sister texted. She's in the ER. Hope you're happy. I didn't respond. Not out of cruelty, out of clarity. The next day, a mutual friend told me she hadn't harmed herself. It was a panic attack. She was monitored, given a therapy referral, and discharged. Yet she was telling people I had refused to support her in a crisis. So I did something I should have done earlier. I sent a group text to our core mutual friends with every screenshot, every message from the fake account, every attempt to lure me, a timeline, a calm explanation. Here is what happened. This is why I ended it. I will not be participating in her rewritten version. The responses were mixed, but the lies stopped. Moving day came. My friends helped me load everything into my new place. As we carried my last box inside, one of them glanced toward the street. Claire, he said quietly. She's driving by again. Noah's car was creeping down the block like a slow shadow. He didn't roll down the window. He didn't honk. He just watched. That's creepy, another friend muttered. It is, I said, and it stops now. If he keeps showing up, I'm filing a restraining order. They nodded. Later that night, after my friends left, I found a 5-page handwritten letter slid under my door. I skimmed it. Apologies, accusations, pleas, romantic delusions, and scattered lines about how you're the only one who understands me. I documented everything, took photos, saved the envelope, just in case. Because people like Noah don't simply stop. Not until they're forced to. But then, unexpectedly, everything did stop. The texts, the calls, the drive-bys, all of it. It didn't make sense at first. Not until a week later when his cousin messaged me. He's dating someone new. Of course he was. Control always seeks a new host. I felt relieved, not jealous, just relieved. But the relief didn't last long. Because days later, her new boyfriend showed up in my messages. Hey, he wrote, I've heard how harsh you were with her. She said you failed her loyalty test. Did you really cheat on her? I almost laughed. She created a fake account to catfish me, I wrote. The girl she thinks I cheated with was her. He stopped replying. An hour later, he buzzed my building. I went downstairs, arms crossed, eyes flat. She told me you were talking to another guy behind her back, he said. Would you like to see the screenshots? I asked. He hesitated, then nodded. I showed him everything. The stock photo, the typo, the 3 weeks of manipulation. His face fell like a stack of bricks. She didn't tell me any of this, he said quietly. She manipulates people, I said, including you. He left without another word. 3 days later, her sister called. They broke up, she said simply. Okay. She wants the screenshots, she added, to show her therapist. I sent them. One final act of closure that wasn't for her. It was for her recovery. She never contacted me again. The last time I saw Noah, or his shadow, was at the grocery store in the form of his mother. She approached me tentatively. How are you? She asked gently. Good, I said, working, settling in. She's doing better, she said. Therapy is helping. She still has a long way to go. I'm glad she's getting help, I said truthfully. She looked down at her hands. I'm sorry we didn't understand earlier. We didn't know the full story. You were trying to protect someone you love, I said. I get it. We parted without anger, without bitterness, just space. Space that should have existed long before the fake account ever did. People ask me if I regret the relationship. I don't. I learned more than I lost. I learned what trust actually means, and what it absolutely does not. I learned how manipulation hides under the mask of insecurity. I learned how people rewrite narratives when consequences finally catch up to them. I learned that love without respect is just obsession in disguise. And I learned how to walk away before someone drags you down with them. She tested my loyalty, but what she really tested was my tolerance for manipulation. And she learned the truth. I have none left.